Good morning class. Hope all are doing fine. In my previous class, we have read Act 1, Scene 2 of The Merchant of Venice up to line number 85. In this class, we will have a continuation of that same scene. So, what we have read so far? We have seen that Act 1, Scene 2 open in Belmont. We have seen Portia and Nerissa were talking among themselves. They were discussing about the various appearances of various suitors and they were presenting their discussion in a mockingly manner. So, we have made 5 suitors as of now. Who are they? The Prince of Naples, then the County Palatine, then comes the Lord of Scotland, then the Lord of France and the Baron of England. So now we will discuss about another suitor. We have seen Portia was not very much happy with any of their presence and she exhibits animosity towards all of them, and we have seen, rather the audience are acquainted with all the suitors through the spectacle of Portia's. Now let us begin with Nerissa's speech. Through Nerissa's speech, we will be acquainted with another suitor. First, how like you, the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew? How do you like the young German, the nephew of Saxony? Portia, very wildly in the morning, very badly in the morning. When he is sober and most wildly in the afternoon when he is drunk. So, very badly in the morning when he is sober and worst in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is a little worse than a man. So when he is at his best, he was a miserable man. And when he is worst, he is little better than a beast. So when he is at his worst, he is no less than a beast. And the worst fall that ever fell, and even though worst misfortune should ever befall on me, I hope I shall make shift to go without him. Please help me, I'll be able to manage to go without him. Means even if the worst happens to me, I can have an escape from marrying him. To this Nerissa says, if he should offer to choose, means if he should volunteer to make and choose the right casket and choose the right choice, you should refuse to perform your father's will. So, in this way, you would be refusing to obey your father's wish. If you should refuse to accept him, if you did not accept him. Now Portia says, therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, so as a safeguard against the worst, I request you, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. So drop a glass of Rhenish wine. Rhenish wine is what? That is a white wine of Rhine. That is a German wine. So you just drop the wine on the contrary casket, means on the wrong casket. For if the devil be within and the temptation without. So even if the devil is there inside the casket, the temptation, that is the Rhenish wine, that will be outside to tempt him. I know he will choose it. I am very sure that he will choose that. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I'll be married to a sponge. I am ready to do anything, Nerissa, than to get married to a sponge. Here sponge means what? Means as he was a drunkard, by referring sponge, here Portia wants to say that the sponge is soaked with liquor. Now Narissa says, you need not fear, lady. You don't have to worry, madam. The having any of this lord, about any of these lords, they have acquainted me with their determinations. They have informed me with all their intentions, which is indeed to return to their home. That is, they all are planning to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit. They will not bother you anymore, unless you may be owned by some other sort than your father's imposition, unless they can win you by following any other means than by following your father's will or the plan of casket. Now Portia says, if I live to be as old as Sibylla, means now here you have to know about Sibylla. Who is Sibylla? It is a Greek word that stands for prophetess. Now, according to the story recounted in Ovid's Metamorphoses, Sibyl of Cumae was granted a wish by the goddess Apollo that she will be living as many years as she will be holding in her hands the grain of sand. But Sibyl actually forgot to ask for her eternal youth. That is why she became a symbol of an ageless old woman. Apollo allowed her body to wither, and with every passing year her body started to shrink and become very smaller. Now that is kept in a jar. Now here Portia is talking about that Sibyl. If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as just as Diana. Now who was Diana? In Roman mythology, Diana was the goddess of virginity. She was the emblem of chastity. So here Portia is saying, like, if I were to live as long as Sibylle lived, I will die as just as Diana. I should die as much a virgin as Diana was, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will, unless I'm married by my father's will. I'm glad this parcel of wooers, I'm glad that this crowd of wooers are so reasonable, have too much sense to play the game of casket. For there is not one among them, so there is no one among them, but I dote on his very absence, whose presence I actually want. I pray God grant them a fair departure. I pray to God that please God grant them with a smooth departure. Now Narissa replies to Portia, do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, do you remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar and a soldier that came hither in company of Marquis of Montferrat? Did you remember? There is a Venetian who came along with Marquis Montferrat. Did you remember? Now here Narissa has used this adjectives, that is scholar and soldier. Being a scholar and soldier was the Elizabethan ideal of being an accomplished man. And here you all can understand they are referring to whom? That is Bassanio. Portia, yes, it was Bassanio. As I think, so was he called. I think that was his name. Nerissa. True, madam. That's right, madam. He, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving a fair lady. So, madam, he was any man my foolish eyes have ever seen was the best for you, was the most deserving to win a fair lady. Portia. I remember him well. Yes, I remember him. I remember him worthy of thy praise. I think he is worthy of your praise. How now? Enter a servant. How now? What's news? How are the things? What is the news? Servant. The four strangers seek for you, madam. Take their leave. The four visitors wish to see you, madam, as they all are ready to take your leave. And there is a forerunner come from a fifth. So before that, I need to tell you, here the servant has mentioned four visitors, four foreigners, means the four suitors. But we know, we have come to know about 6 suitors. Now, it could be an oversight on the part of Shakespeare. Maybe that 4 instead of 6 suitors are mentioned here. Or the French lords have been added at a later time to please the English audience or to show their adversity towards the England. The Scottish lord has been shown cowardly and the French ineffectually promising situation. This is portraying the political image of that days. Maybe these lines are not added here, and this line of the servant was not altered to the correspond of the present text. The forerunner come from the fifth, and there is an advance messenger that came from the fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince, his master, will be here tonight. Who brings the word, who brings the message that his master, the prince, will be coming tonight. Portia. If I could beat the fifth welcome with so good heart as I can beat the other 4 farewell. So, if I could welcome the 5th person as happily as I bid goodbye to the 4 suitors, I should be glad of his approach. I would really be ecstatic to see him. If he had the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, if he has all the virtues of a saint and if he has the black complexion of a devil, I had rather he would shrive me than wive me. I would rather prefer him to have him as for my religious consolations than to have him as my husband. Come, Nerissa. Come, Nerissa. Sarah, go before. This is a manner of addressing a servant. Servant, you please lead us. Whilst we shut the gate upon one wall, while we'll get rid of the 4 walls, another knocks at the door. Another knocks at the door. So, this is it. Here ends Act 1, Scene 2. We have gone through the satirical appearances of 6 suitors and Portia's perspective in judging them. So this is very interesting. Hopefully you will be liking in decoding the text on your own. The explanation is here. You will get all the relevant materials in your material sections. Now the one task is left for you, that is to read well the text along with the explanations. Because this is very much important. Questions may come by quoting the lines. Okay, so you should not leave a single word, a single line. So this much for today's class. We will meet in the next class with a new scene. Hopefully this class was beneficial to you. Please do read well, take care of yourself and have a great day ahead. Thank you.